2 versus 2. It is on Withering Fields. This is, with absolute certainty, the first time I ever see this map. Let's look around. What do we have? In the top right, we got the red team, PaTo, and his ally, Starbuck, very well known across the scene. Of course, closely spawning to each other. So that reminds us of other maps like Turtle Rock, where the spawns are close to each other. Also Synergy, we've seen that a lot of, which normally means the bases are very safe. You can easily help out your ally if there's a need for it. And if the map is big enough, we've seen that on Synergy, that oftentimes results in high tech and tier 3 play almost across the board.
Yeah, first time I've seen this map, for sure. Interesting, we don't see a lot of marketplaces on 2v2 maps, but there is one, or, yeah, just one. Yeah, 2 actually on this map, so a lot of item customization possible. One thing worth noting, Pally Rifles, Remo Demo Man. What do you think of that in 2v2? I think it's totally broken for the record, but what do you and Shadowhunter first. I was saying there's some special tactics, some secret strategies. Teddster and Fabi might be pulling that out right here.
Okay, pretty cool. I like what I'm seeing. Pally Rifles has always been a fan favorite strategy, sometimes finding its way into the meta. So he's playing Pally Rifles and he's got farms. What can stop him now?
Oh my god, nothing. Other than maybe the fact that he's going Blood Mage first and not Paladin. But of course, this isn't the craziest thing ever. It's not uncommon to go Blood Mage and then tech and get Paladin second. Higher level Blood Mage is not a bad thing. Level 2 Siphon is really, really strong. Blood Mage arguably might be better at creeping if you go Banish first, stuff like that. So not a terrible choice, but not the craziest one either.
Shout out to the map makers, by the way, pretty well known in the scene. Rhythm T and Save Orcus.
Oh, nice.
This map together. It's one of the newer additions. I'm glad that we get to see it here. Unusual creeps as well. Look at that. There's Kel'Thuz's out here. Kel'Thuz's out. The creep goes down. Just like in the campaign, dies early.
And this is really, really cool from Teddster and Fabi. They were doing split creeping. I've seen this from Infi and TH in the past. Before the hero's out for the human, he calls Militia and creeps a second camp with the Shadowhunter that's already on level 2 now. Really, really cool. But the Farseer of Starbuck already creeped Jack. So he got one peasant kill. He's pressuring that first rifleman. But really not the end of the world as long as he can keep this rifleman alive. But the critter says, no, a guard dog, actually. The unusual critter, too.
He's guarding the base and gets shot in the face for it. That is very nice of the human here. Yeah, the downside of the Blood Mage, of course, is you have no healing at the start. You can only drain mana away from the Farseer, which is going to be annoying for Starbuck. But yeah, Pally Rifles takes a while to come off the ground. We see that here.
Shadowhunter level 2.1 right now. The Keeper also creeping at the same time for PaTo with the Headhunters of Starbuck as well. He's just trying to get to level 3, then he'll probably go across the map. Level 2 Entangle is going to kill pretty much every rifleman, so you got to hope Shadowhunter levels up soon.
Look at the creeps, dude. There's a Blood Wizard here.
What does that even do?
Bloodlust.
Oh, that's awesome. Never seen that.
Let's go. So it's custom-made creeps. Or is there a Blood Wizard somewhere?
I don't know.
In files?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how many creeps there actually are in the editor. I mean, obviously you can just, like you say, make whatever you want, kind of. But I don't know if every creep has been used on maps. Have we seen every single one? I certainly don't go into the map editor very often.
Yeah, I've never seen a Blood Wizard before. I remember that in the map-making community, a while ago, pretty long time ago, before War3Champions, they were always really concerned with not tinkering too much with custom creations, because then the map would technically get flagged as non-melee or something like that. And that would be then make things difficult to have it picked up into the ladder and stuff like that. But nowadays, that is a limitation that no longer has to worry us. Yeah, I think that's a custom-made one. Maybe we can get confirmation on that. We have the first little fight breaking out in the middle of the map. Grunts and Rifles against a big ranged army here by Starbuck and PaTo. We have the Headhunters and Archers. Lots of piercing damage here everywhere with the exception of Grunts.
Yeah, really, really nice positioning from the Keeper there. Always on the left side of the army while Starbuck is poking from the right. There is a greater mana on the Farseer as well. Worth noting, he could pass that over to PaTo and probably find a lot more Rifleman or Grunt kills. They should definitely be aggressive. Yeah, the greater mana gets passed over. They could, correct me if I'm wrong, can they not just push and kill them right now with this greater mana? It feels like this army is very, very squishy for Teddster and Fabi.
Yeah, I was expecting a longer game here. High-tech tier 3. Maybe that is not at all what's in the cards here. The hero levels are looking dreadful. especially for Fabi. Only a single level on this Blood Mage, that's the one he came out with. Has to call the boys from the main. That's finally level 2. Tell you what, Flame Strike could be pretty sick if we get to the very late game. But it seems like the intention here is for Starbuck and the ally to put some serious damage on early, inflict some pain. But then again, we have now Starbuck
Great to have the whole team on deck.
Headhunter into tier 3, of course, a tech we've seen plenty of times.
Interesting from PaTo to go PaTo second. I mean, it's not the craziest of thing. A full ranged army, obviously, is going to be very, very strong, but you would typically see something like, you know, a Panda or a Naga second with the amount of pressure they're putting on. But PaTo going for the long haul. Going to go for that ranged army the entire time. As you mentioned, Blood Mage is leveling up, but he's getting more mana now from the creeps. That is the cool thing about the Blood Mage, but if you don't have any Riflemen to back you up, it doesn't really help you much to have mana.
Thank you, Money2Black with the resub. Says, Woot 2v2, great to have the whole team on deck. Yeah, it's wonderful to be here, guys, this weekend. And next gonna be our festivities for the W3Champions season finals. Today, we're kicking things off with 2v2 first and then 1v1 later. Yeah. If we've seen in the Warcraft All-Star League in the 2v2s that Blood Mage with Siphon onto a Shadow Hunter can be really, really good. That's how many games were won. Heal Wave, one of the best spells in the game that you want to have. If you have enough mana to supply them, then that can make the difference for you in the end. I'm a bit saddened not to see Flame Strike, but who knows? Yeah. Maybe there's going to be a retrain available at some point.
Yeah, once the Blood Mage gets level 4, you pretty much have infinite mana if it's well positioned in the fight with Siphon level 2, and then you can go for Flame Strike level 2. You can still feed the Shadow Hunter and also have Flame Strikes available to you. But yeah, I think that was the first time we really started to see Serpent Wards before they were even buffed, was in 2v2 when you would have Human Orc combos, and it would be like something like Blade Shadow and then like Archmage, Blood Mage, but you would just feed the Shadow Hunter and they'd go Serpent Wards and just spam them the entire fight, and it was really kind of broken. I remember, you know, Grubby Todd, the classic 2v2 combo, doing that all the time in the past, and that's what we're seeing. They're just sort of skipping the middleman and going straight for it here. You know, with a little bit of harass, with a little bit of delay, but they're still going to get there in the end.
Yeah, today we're going to mention the Warcraft All-Star League a lot because that was the most recent, most premier 2v2 tournament, and the only one we've had in a while. And there, the Orcs were also looking quite successful, and the Shadow Hunter. Tier 2 early Shadow Hunter strength to speed scroll, possibly even end snares and Hex, looking for pickoffs and to get ahead in the early Tier 2 stage. Shadow Hunter to me really looked like the most valuable hero in that specific tournament. But on a bigger map like this, Tier 2 timing's perhaps not the primary thing, although we do see one right now. We have Fabi and his ally pushing with a scroll of the Beast, no less, into the Orc base. And all the Tier 3 upgrades don't seem to be ready just yet for Starbuck.
Yeah, not bad. Spirit Link, Cleave on a Pit Lord is not really the hero I would go for, but hey, it's going to do something. Shadow Hunter, though, super out of position. The Hex on time. The Holy Blade's actually sick. Heal Scroll as well. Can he TP out? Oh my god, what a sick save. Well done. That could have been the game right there. He would have lost everything if he lost that Shadow Hunter there.
Yeah. Nice saves, man. With the scroll,
really nice.
With the Holy Light, doing everything he could to keep that hero alive. And by the way, they took out the barracks, so there's no Berserkers for a long time.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
Barracks now being remade. That upgrade's still taking a while, but I guess the time should be there. Maybe we're gonna need like 1 more minute for the upgrade to be ready. Question is, can the TL team do something until then? Seems like the question is, the time is against them, sort of. They're stuck on tier 2 against double tier 3. The longer this game drags out, the more these upgrades will kick in.
We might be seeing as well, if the PaTo can get level 3, if maybe PaTo decides just for the memes to get 1 bear, we might be seeing, you know, Roar, Kodo upgraded, PaTo Berserkers here, Remo Demo.
Look at the creep cap top left. How cool is this looking? We have like a shrine of the hooded knight dude, whoever that is. Warcraft lore nerds will tell me. And look at this demonic camp. There's ruins on the ground. There's a doom guard. This is a scary place.
Yeah, not the scariest of creeps, though, it doesn't seem like. So it's actually pretty doable for Starbuck, but pretty cool. That guy looks like he's from, like that guy from Diablo, you know? Diablo 2. Like the first cutscene, the Wanderer or whatever.
Cursed Wanderer. And Marius. Oh, I do remember. Shadow on level 3, gets a nice item here, Legion Doomhorn. Starbuck will have to TP to his ally because the push is coming. I think this is a smart decision by Fabi and Teddster. They know that time is running out. They need to get something done right now, and they have a pretty solid army here. Spirit Link, Rifleman, will it be enough?
Berserker upgrade finishing right now, pretty much perfectly on time. Slow down the creeping a little bit. First, Mountain Giant is going to fall. Well, staffed out, but might as well be dead anyway. This is a really strong timing. I didn't see this coming, especially with the amount of damage that Starbuck and PaTo put on in the early game. This timing is really strong. The Spirit Link is really helpful. The Pit Lord's still useless, as I mentioned earlier, but hey, maybe it'll do something eventually. But it doesn't seem to matter as long as that Blood Mage stays alive. Another nice Holy Light. The Paladin has been saving everything this game, but the Blood Mage still dies regardless. And the TC comes in. That's a really, really big stomp. And that looked good at the start, but it's starting to fall apart now.
Yeah, great damage on the back line, the archers with marksmanship and the berserkers, and some great tanks in the front. The MGs, best tanks in the game. That is also something we saw a lot of in the Warcraft Ulster League 2v2 tournament. Here we see it again. And the push, the deadly execute a little bit too late.
What it came down to, right? Starbuck and PaTo realizing their timings and their win condition. MG equals GG. It stays true over and over and over again. Shout out to the map, by the way. What a beauty of a map. I casted this one in the Hive Workshop Cup already, and I was very pleased with everything. One of the cooler additions for sure. Now we see it here in 2-on-2 as well. But man, from a creativity standpoint, shout out to Teddster and Fabi. I have never ever seen this. Blood Mage first rifles, super rare. Maybe they're of the opinion that Starbuck and PaTo are on paper the better team, so they have to come up with something. I know Teddster is grinding a lot of Battle.net 2-on-2 in the late night hours, so things might get crazy at night, and he's bringing it to the W3Champions finals.
Yeah, that was a cool strategy. I especially like the split creeping. It shows they've studied the maps, they've practiced it. It was an immediate level 2 creep route. We used to see this on Turtle Rock, was the first time in the past. You would delay your hero on purpose, or it was actually double human. One human would power build their altar, and the other would just do standard, and they'd both militia the greens and have an immediate level 2. I think it was level 2 paladin. It was classic MVTH stuff in the past. So, but it just showed they've practiced some stuff. They've done the reps. And they know the maps. But now we're going to Twisted Meadows, a map that everyone should know at this point. Hopefully.
Indeed, a classic in 1-on-1 and 2-on-2. In 1-on-1, it's the greatest map ever done. In 2-on-2, there's even better ones, I guess. This is usually a map where we have 2 1-on-1s instead of combined army action. Who wants to cast with me? I spend enough time on the bench. I'm ready. Who's tagging with me?
I'll do it.
Okay, cool. Neo and Carson cast. It's been a while, my friend. Semifinals, W3Champions season 17, 1-0 for the W3Champions, and one of the best 2-on-2 teams in the world. Teddster and Fabi. What are their brains cooking up with now?
Yeah, I imagine they're going to have something different, but something probably just as creative. Of course, in the red in the bottom side, we do have Fabi and Teddster, and in the upper part of the map, we do have PaTo and Starbuck as the Night Elf and the Orc combo. So probably something different, but again, it might be, more skewed towards Archmage for the human, I would think, because you have that lab creep, because you can power creep level 2 water elementals so early on. I'd be surprised to not see something that revolves around a lot of creeping. Potential for fast expansions. Mostly from human, maybe from PaTo as well, but definitely going to be different this game. Let's say that.
For sure. Map a lot smaller. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a lot of harass early on. Usually in 2-on-2, there's like one hero you really want to power level, and the other hero is there to just create space. So what are the choices? We see a Blade Master opening by Teddster.
Interesting. Yeah, actually, we don't see a War Mill, but it's been very common in 4v4 especially, but in 2v2 as well recently, to go Blade Headhunters into Mirror Image and just sort of mass range with the Blade in the front to tank the entire time. And the Blade ends up being kind of a sick carry late game. If you can get him level 3, get him level 4, get him a couple decent items, you just skip Windwalk entirely and just sort of pure damage in the front line. But we're not seeing the War Mill, so maybe more of a classic Windwalk into Raider Walker sort of timing strategy. That's what they did last game. Essentially, they just did it with different units, but it could be Rifle Caster with an Archmage on the side of the human, and then just Blade Master Raider Walker on the side of the Orc.
Okay, so who do we want to level? Blade Master is gonna be roaming, I'm pretty sure. Archmage then to level.
What the hell is this? What are these militia? And Peon?
Wait, what?
Tower rushing? Are they tower rushing Neo?
Blade Master, Archmage, Tower Rush?
Ooh, the Ancient of War. He gets the last hit. The Ancient of War is going to die as well now too, Neo.
Oh boy. Okay, I didn't see that coming. You didn't see that coming. And PaTo didn't see that coming either. It's huge.
That's actually amazing. They knew the 3 Militia and the Blade, they were going to be able to find that Ancient of War kill, and there was nothing PaTo was able to do about it. This is just a guaranteed kill. This is such a sick strat. As long as they scout where the Night Elf is and where the Ancient of War is, this is 100% guaranteed, but the Blade Master might have to TP out. He windwalks, but he just dies. That is not the follow-up you want, unfortunately.
Not really. No. Starbuck to the rescue with Fastier Headhunters. But Teddster, you know what they say? Teddster, the German fly. Blade Master is just another unit.
That's true. 170 gold. It costs less than a grunt on level 1, and he'll be back pretty soon as well. Maybe he can even grab items if there's a shot back at home, but the Archmage is now the next target being chased down. And an Ancient of War kill is great and all, but not if you lose both your heroes, and not if you lose all these peasants as well.
Yeah, that is not ideal, I gotta say. PaTo a bit crippled, a bit thrown back, but he can Q attack. Easy as that. Starbuck the same. Did this buy some time for anything? I guess Fabi has the fastest progressing tech, and Teddster is also far ahead of Starbuck. But yeah, the initial plan didn't really work.
Yeah, again, a really good idea, but maybe just the execution, of course, is going to be better on the side of these two really, really strong 1v1 players, PaTo and Starbuck, so they outmicro them a little bit, crisis manage a little bit, and they end up ahead at the end of the day, but still, I mean, that's a pretty sick Ancient War side. I feel like if they just call the 3 Militia, kill the Ancient War, and then just walk away and go creep something together, that'd be even sicker. Don't even full commit to it. Just send your Militia back after you get the kill.
Sounds about right. We got rifles, mass rifles coming from Fabi, so a classic grunt rifle play in the mix.
Yeah, even two barracks as well. Yeah, very interesting. You don't tend to have the economy to support this if you want upgrades and you want to, get long rifles at tier 2, etc. And, build all those expensive farms that just cost so much, But interesting, we'll see. I mean, I'm assuming he knows what he's doing. So far, they've been very well rehearsed, so...
Subi Mask for PaTo is kinda nice. We do have a bit of a creeping phase with lots of information gathered by PaTo, lots of wisp spread, so he has the opportunity to go for any pushes, any dispels, any expansions maybe. And now I'm curious what Teddster is doing on tier 2. Rifles with Shaman, I could see.
Shaman could be great for sure. Could also see Spirit Link again, just like last game as well. The cool thing is about Orc is you can kind of just stay on 50 supply. You get all, if you go Raider Walker, which is what Teddster's going to do here, you get all your utility at 50 supply. You have your Kodo, you have your Spirit Link, you have your Ensnares, and then you can oftentimes just feed your opponent to get 60, 70 supply. This is what Orc Undead can do at times, and this is maybe what Orc Human could do in this case. Could feed a lot of gold, and then we could see Fabi break upkeep really, really fast on 2 barracks.
Ooh, nice find by Starbuck in the middle. Gets the potion against hero focus, gets a flute for an entire range army. Sweet little damage boost.
That's nice. That's really, really nice. And this push is probably going to be even nicer. There is a rifleman getting caught out, unfortunately, but it actually turns around in time. Nice awareness there, but the peasants are now the target.
Oh boy, and Chain Lightning is here. More focus fire. We're going for the altar. Straight for the altar. Whatever comes out of a human altar in 2-on-2 is dangerous and super duper mega good, but this Mountain King can stay at home. Ooh, that's a problem here. Nice snipe by PaTo and Starbuck again.
Yeah, really, really nice time in there. Nice awareness that they could actually get the altar as opposed to just going for more peasants, but one header now going down. The speed scroll in was nice to initiate into the fight. They're going to get a couple of unit kills because of it, and thanks to the Blade Master as well, but 2 is probably all they get. No denies on either, so that is experience for the Blade, and a grunt surrounded as well. Not too bad. I mean, the altar will be rebuilt, the Mountain King will come out eventually, and the Archmage only just got level 3.
Okay, Shadowhunter out a little bit late to the party, otherwise with Hex there was even more possible. PaTo with some proxy lures for some reason. Looks nice on the mini-map though. Starbuck fortifying the Night Elf base with spikes and cement, so that Night Elf base should be safe as it is wide open. So I wonder what was better, like killing 3 units as Fabi and Teddster did, or just delaying the hero as PaTo and Starbuck had?
I would say the 3 units for sure, depending on how much you're relying on that Mountain King to carry. Is he even committing to the Mountain King, I wonder, though? Is he just going to go for a Tavern Hero? Seems like he's just going to get a Tavern Hero. So at the end of the day, if he just makes up for the time lost by just going to the Tavern, not that big of a deal. Naga is, of course, going to be worse in the long run than Mountain King, but currently, I'd say, probably just as good on level 1.
PaTo, the tier 3 is still far away, but the defensive setup is there. Keeper Panda, Tower, Ancient of War, Treants, they're all ready. And now we got this classic setup in 2-on-2s. Whenever you push a base, it's probably via this avenue. Rifle a little far up front, Teddster trailing behind, but now everything is set up and we're ready to party.
Again, a really nice timing. I love that tower, though. That's hilarious, but it's really effective. Ancient War, unfortunately, goes down yet again for PaTo. Panda's also only level 1, but the TC, level 2 with a greater heal. Nice stomp to start things off. And again, the ranged army just doing so much. The timing seems good, but where's the damage?
On the Keeper is the damage. There is a Town Portal in the heal scroll, and of course Moonwell, so that hero snipe maybe a bit ambitious in that particular situation. Raiders falling quickly, backline still looking strong. Man, in these fights, PaTo and Starbuck, you don't hold a candle to them.
Yeah, just such good positioning. Always getting damage. Speaking of damage on the Blade Master, push and vulnerability is there, but the GG is there even quicker, and that's a quick 2-0 as well for PaTo and Starbuck. Nice strategy yet again, but PaTo and Starbuck with just better execution.
Yeah, they're making it look pretty one-sided right now. It feels like Starbuck and PaTo are doing the Khabib impression here. I'm gonna smash your boy. I'm gonna smash your boy, because that's what's going on right now. 2-0, very clear. Of course, they came into this as the favorites, but it seems like, with a tier 2 strat, pushing with a heal scroll, AM level 3, that's supposed to be pretty strong against these somewhat greedy tier 3 tech plays. But they look very, very manageable. Twice so far.
We're rushing through the semifinal. Teddster and Fabi, creative, yes, but always a dent in the early game. We haven't seen a undisrupted early game, I would say. Yeah. And maybe they need that for their strategy to really unfold. Or maybe that's just what you get when you're playing on Battle.net, when you could just be playing on War3Champions the entire time for the real practice. Well, they must have played a lot on War3Champions as well, otherwise they wouldn't be qualified. So I should probably take that back.
And they wouldn't know the maps. They wouldn't know the maps.
Correct.
Not
Correct.
all of them.
Yeah. What is Battle.net map pool? Is it still like Nullwood, Lost Temple, and that's
Goldshire, something like that.
Okay,
dude,
hey,
Goldshire,
exactly.
Bro.
Don't you hate on Goldshire?
Map.
That's a classic.
I know, I love Goldshire. I love Goldshire.
Okay,
I do.
Good. You can stay.
Whoa. We're getting a little lost, guys, all right? We're getting heated in here. I know it's been a while, but, I'm still me, okay? You guys still know me, okay? It's all right. You're safe here.
Yeah, in the Warcraft All-Star League, we also saw that the map pool was mostly conservative. We still have Turtle Rock in that map pool, which I would like to see go into 2v2.
Oh, spicy Remo Demo. Talk dirty to me.
It is boring. It is a boring map.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Amazonia.
I love it. Whisper that in my ear, Remo Demo.
We're so
It
synced,
is the
Remo. I was about
Amazonia
to say.
of 2v2.
It really is, man. Tier 2 in 2-on-2. It's what the hell is going on here? Yeah. Hopefully we get some more tier 3 here. If you put like Bloodlust in a fire on a mountain giant, that's quite nice. And quite nice is also to see another new map in Ferry's Crossing. At match points for Starbuck and PaTo, one step away from the grand final. Mr. Demo Man, will you dance with me?
Hell yeah. Let's do it. Take my hand, Neo. Spin me around. Hoist me up in the air. And blow me a kiss. Because now it is time for the third map. Could be our last map already of this 2v2 portion of the day. If Starbuck and PaTo keep delivering the way they are, of course, big names in the scene. And so far they are proving why they are so renowned. Very one-sided games up until this point, we have to say. But a very different map now. Ferry's Crossing, also the first time I see this map, and looking at the minimap so far, the allied bases are way further apart from each other, so maybe there is more of a push possible for the underdogs.
From a starting spot perspective, a little bit Shattered Exile-ish, I would say. So I assume it's top versus top and bottom versus bottom. But with Fabi and Teddster, you never know what they're cooking up. We see heroes progressing. PaTo with the Demon Hunter this time. Starbuck switches it up from Farseer to Blade. And on the other side, we get the classic mass summon combo of Farseer and Archmage.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm just looking around the map right now in the fog of war, seeing what's going on. Seems like this might be a pretty good map for expanding, because there's safe gold mines tucked away in the corners towards the very edge of the map, most eastward and most westward. And that's where Fabi seems to be heading with his first footman right away. How difficult is this camp? Rock Golem Turtles, High Priest. Ooh, High Priest always makes camps a little more on the difficult side, but it looks kind of manageable.
Yeah, I mean, you can't pull the Rock Golem. Everybody should have this in their arsenal these days. And that's exactly what's happening here. The Sea Turtles, easy. Inner Fire is a little annoying, but still should be fine. PaTo's Engine of War Creep, this time not disrupted, but first time no Keeper. Can American players even still play with the Demon Hunter?
Yeah, nice play here by PaTo, showing the different styles that Nightgolf can go for, getting a good bit of XP here at the start, somewhat of a standard creep camp. It's a quick level 2 for him. Did he just detonate something? Maybe just detonated something. And the Blade Master, by the way. Ooh, style points over here. For Starbuck, we got the Mirror Image.
Ooh, good for creeping, good for soaking up damage. You can probably skip the shop with that. And it is Blade Master Headhunters, not Blade Master Grunts. Nice variation in, like, pretty much every opening on every map was very different.
AM is creeping quite well over here for Fabi. Gonna get level 2.5 quickly, level 3 not too far off. Got some decent items, but did not go for the expansion. We've seen 0 expos, in fact, so far. All seems to be focused on creeping, leveling and teching, and getting to a strong army as quickly as you can. Good old Demon Blade combo. Not so much seen anymore, but for many of our viewers who were watching back in WC3 days, a long time ago, around 15 years. This is what we used to see all the time. Blade Master and Demon Hunter. Certainly no mirror image though back then.
Ha! No, it didn't even do damage. There wasn't really no other choice than to go for these heroes. Everything else was underwhelming. Glad that things improved. We got double level 2 on each side, and we got a new sub. Thank you, Vogelwiese, for the 25 month. B2W bid it, B2W rah rah rah.
Indeed, also for me, creeping continues in the middle. Level 3 for the blade. Ooh, heal wards. That is a nice item. Can use that right away to heal up a bit. And level 3s are getting reached across the board. Who's that going to be stronger for? We'll see in a moment. It seems like the summon timing could be pretty impressive right here. We got the level 2 wolves. We'll have the level 2 water elementals, but also mana burn again. It seems like the Steam Hunter with the level 2 burn now is going to be extremely important.
Whew. Yeah, you gotta get rid, and PaTo does this really, really well. No more water elementals, so arguably the strongest summon in a push. Wolves a bit better in a fight most of the time. But this was just a little warm-up. We see more and more rifles, or more and more footmen this time on Fabi's side. But Starbuck and PaTo, they really don't care. They push Teddster all the way back into his base.
With level 2 mirror images, no less, on the Blade Master. He's gonna have a bunch of summons, bunch of illusions working at his bidding, but do a little bit of damage.
Archmage under fire. Not too sure if he can accomplish much here. I'm also not too sure about the mass footies. With Defend, they're pretty good against headhunters, and those are the backbone of the army. Maybe they know that there's no chain lightning and no crazy AoE, so footmen have more longevity, but you can still go for stuff like a panda and get rid of them.
It's pretty surprising how heavily Fabi has been focusing on tier 1 units, be it footman or rifleman. He's been going double racks, but normally we see humans focus much more on tier 2 units. The casters, the priests, normally considered very strong, not really a factor here. This reminds me of an old Todd strategy that was telling me about a while ago. Oh, back in Reign of Chaos, he would play double racks footies and go upgraded footman on tier 2. 2 mass footies. Let's see if we get to witness those. It is indeed lots of footmen.
Weren't we silly gooses back in the day? Exactly. Mirror image taken care of. Lots of single target here with Naga and Dark Ranger. And Dark Ranger could be very, very nice against the Headhunters. Tier 3, quite far away for Bucky.
Yeah, this looks like the most promising position so far we've seen for Fabi and Teddster. Here we go. It's another tier 2 push, bringing the peons this time as well, but getting ready to tower up. And Starbuck doesn't have reinforced yet, doesn't have barricades yet, no tier 3 either. This could perhaps be enough for once.
Are we getting a series? Will they defend the first match point? Naga in trouble. Invu potion for more control. Also PaTo in trouble. The Shadow Hunter is ready with the heal wave. Nice awareness by Starbuck. And here are the towers now. Towers by Teddster. The Orc towers the Orc. Classic German mirror.
Alright, let's see if Saba can hold on here. Lots of damage towards his main base. The defend footies are actually working out really well against the burrows here especially. Headhunters on the other side though, can pick different targets. The shop has been cancelled. The Blade Master had to TP. He doesn't have Windwalk of course, so he has to be careful about that as well. But in the back, the Night Elf PaTo is looking for kills, looking for the Archmage, and that is the kill with a critical strike. The Heat-Wave helping out the heroes. It looked scary for a moment, but now all of a sudden, again, the favorites seem to be in full control.
The class of Starbuck and PaTo seems to be prevailing one more time. Game plans have been laid out and everything looked solid for a while, but now the heroes are gone one after the next. The heal wards were a nice addition from PaTo. A little lucky with that find, but I guess that doesn't decide the outcome of this game. Towers are up though. Can they use that as a last-ditch effort and hold on to the series in the tournament life?
1 Dark Ranger and 3 towers. Has to be the only hope left, but the army is looking pretty solid. Also, the Blade Master man on level 4. He's got great items. He's got boots on the blade. Oh yeah, that's what some orcs have been doing quite a bit of, right? With mirror image especially. Fast illusions, great for scouting. Boots pretty expensive, but good item. Looking for the next hero kill. It would make it a complete wipe on the enemy team. The peons are trying to hold on to the towers for as long as they can. The defend footmen are still here, in fact. But now also, Berserker training is finished.
This early round might be over soon. Then we move on from 1-on-1 to the from 2-on-2 to the 1-on-1s. If they crack these 3 towers, and I guess with joint forces they should be able to. And then it's all over.
Not without a few losses here. Some more Berserkers are falling. The peons are actually making this quite difficult, but should still suffice in the end. The army size is now looking dreadful, unfortunately. 26 and 27 supply, respectively, on the side of the underdogs. And the Demon Hunter is having a field day here, just running down this Naga. You should have stayed at Night Elf, bitch! Oh! Actually survives.
How dare you insult that Naga? We also got Life Drain here on the Dark Ranger side. Second time in a week I see Life Drain. It is a weird world we're living in. But yeah, tier 3 on Starbuck's side, so powerful. Also bears on the way, PaTo not far off. And I guess Teddster and Fabi, they just want to enjoy their time in the spotlight a little longer. There I say it, and there it's over. Twitch.tv/back to Warcraft. Exactly, Teddster. Best Twitch alive. I agree. Wholeheartedly agree. And I was about to say, With that, they win the map, but unfortunately not. See you at Rara, says Teddster. Was in the World Series last time, but he won't be in the grand final. The reigning champions and also the Rara reigning champions with a 3-0 into the grand final.
Yeah, you caster cursed them a little bit at the end, but cool strat. Yet again, the double barracks foot was pretty cool. They went for the sort of all-in strats 3 times in a row, and I feel like maybe in an evenly skilled game, let's say, those strats probably would have worked. They were very well prepared. I gotta say, I respect the strats. I think they are pretty good, pretty well thought out. But Starbuck and PaTo, you said the class, shines through, and he went for the Blade Master Mirror Image Headhunter strat. I mean, it's not to respect there. They're styling.